I'm Paul Kelly, and I'm here with Emily today. And today we're going to be talking about breathing dysfunction and how to correct breathing dysfunction with your clients. I just want to give a brief example of what happens when you start to acquire types of breathing dysfunction. And the biggest one that we're seeing is really from this Uppercross syndrome that we keep on talking about. And we see this inhibition of certain muscle groups in our throat and in the back of our neck. And also, they get locked in reflexogenically. That means the reflexes from the eyes and the ears are actually inhibiting certain groups from working and then turning others on. So we know that now. And how do we get these muscles to turn back on? So it's kind of this position, that forward head posture. You know, every inch forward, your head's going to weigh another 10 pounds to the spine. So you don't want your head way in front anyway. It's going to be putting a lot of tension into these posterior muscles, back the splenius muscles. These muscles in the back of the neck are going to start to burn and get fatigued. And then you start to get dehydration in the neck. And then they start to stick together. And it's going there because the head's going to fall off unless they do stick together. So the brain wants to do one thing. It wants to make everything simple. So it takes away your complex movement and it just braces you and it makes you simple so you don't move. It also inhibits your breathing. And that's what we're going to really be talking about. When that head goes forward, that first rib is going to drop down and it's going to inhibit the scalenes. And when those scalenes are inhibited, those are your breathers. So we'll see people doing this when they breathe. Go ahead and show me a dysfunctional pattern of breathing. Shrug your shoulders when you breathe. We'll see this one right here. This is a parasitic pattern where we think we have to pull up with our traps to breathe in. Show me that one more time. And normally that's going to push your head forward. Dysfunctional. Another dysfunctional pattern is just belly breathing. Too tight in the diaphragm, too tight in the rib cage, and just breathe in through the belly. We'll see the belly blow out and then come back in. So we know we need to open up these arms, things that are pulling us forward, but we have to do it with movement science. We have to teach it to the brain, or do you remember it? You don't remember it. So you can do all the body work sometimes you want on somebody, but if you do not teach these muscles and teach the brain, hey, what do I need to do to keep my chest up? What do I need to do in gravity to keep my head up so that I can breathe? The sternum, just an interesting thing I tell people a lot is, the sternum on people normally, Emily looks great because she stands up, she knows what she's doing, but normally it's here. And then we're going into this rolled forward anterior position. And normally this is almost flat. And this anatomically, really, if we look at charts, we're supposed to be up 45 degrees at the sternum, at the manubrium. Up 45 degrees, it needs to be up. And when that happens, now the head can sit on top. So let's show one exercise on the table. Let's do the angel exercise. So if you're on the manual therapy table, go ahead and climb on here on your back. This is level 1 mobility, physiokinetics. I do this also with my treatments on the table. We can use resistance bands too, so we'll have them bend their knees. For your clients that have a lot of sway back too and they have low back pain, have them bend their knees. It's really important to not have any types of pain when we're focusing on one part. So we want to eliminate the trunk, eliminate the hips. So the arms are going to be out. Now a lot of people won't even be able to do this. Remember, Emily's at 24, 23. So she's got range of motion. Let's say we got frozen shoulders. We're frozen shoulders. We're here. We can't go here. Let's say we're even worse than that. We can't do that. We're down here with straight arms. We're down here. Anything that we can do to help them press posterior into the ground, also getting this core to fire and press into the table. I just worked with a lady this morning and we could not get that idea down. I couldn't get her to pull this down. So let me teach you a trick, and I love this little trick. So when we teach them to do this, first we teach them to breathe hard. So we're going to have you go ahead and push your hands down, get underneath them. They push me down here. And now this is the hard part because they can't do this. I tickle them right there in the ribs, right around that 11th and 12th rib, and it tickles, and it makes you want to contract. And so you teach them, go ahead and pull me down. And you get them to do that, and then they know how to fire their core. Another good one to teach them is to pucker their lips and to blow through a straw. So let's do it all together. So we're going to push the hands. Now we're going to pucker and we're going to blow hard. And then I'm going to tickle her and get her to do all three. 3 and 1. Take a deep breath and go. And now I do it with them. You need to do things with your clients. Do it again. Teach them how to do it. Part of it's them watching you do it. Ready? Go. Good. So what are we doing? We're trying to lengthen the torso. And we're also trying to create separation of the arms and the lower body. I've been doing this for a long time, but I still see this done wrong out there. We call it the floor angel. I'm going to come and stimulate each side, push down, and exhale hard. We want to see the core come down, and I would test her over top. I would come here, Get under both arms, push down, Emily, and the core comes down. And the exhale, yep. Now we could also show them a controlled breath. Let's do a controlled breath where we give 5 hard breaths. You want to give variation. So 5 hard diaphragm breaths to see if we can control. As we do the 5 breaths, I want you to push into the table, okay, everything, and I'm going to poke you. So we're going to poke them for provocation. Provocation kind of makes them contract, makes them a little jumpy. I want her to be jumpy on this. Are you ready? Set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. That's perfect. That's what I want to see. So you're co-activating with them. You want them to have a reaction time, create dynamic stability so that they can move and contract. Show me now where you can reach over your head, do a straight up and over as an exhale. Good. Back. And this is what we would like to see. Go again. I'm going to tap her. If she can go straight over her head and stay connected from the low back to the arms with a full exhale, then they're good to move to standing. We're going to take a small break. We're going to come back and we're going to show you a standing movement.